been a while. I've had my hair cut and a lot has happened. Yeah, I don't usually have an order to these videos. I just kind of talk and then the video is produced somehow from it all. I know there's all those YouTubers out there, they do all their editing, their cuts and everything, and I'm just like talking and we'll see what happens, isn't it? So, for those of you who weren't aware, the reason why I've been a while, it has been ages. Yeah, so for those of you who weren't aware, the reason why I haven't been posting in a while is because I was involved in a car collision at the end of July. And so basically I made a post about it because I needed to physically and emotionally recover. I may have alarmed some people by saying there was a police investigation and legal was getting involved. People were probably thinking, what has happened to this girl? Has she had broken bones? What's happened? I did not suffer broken bones, just to clarify that there. Yeah, like I said, I don't usually do an order, but I think I'll try and make some sort of order in this video somehow. There's things I still can't talk about because legally I don't want to get sued if I say the wrong thing. But the things I can talk about is basically the before, bits of the during, and the aftermath. And yeah, just talking about that. So yeah, and then what's really going to be happening next and with this channel, which I seem to be doing a lot of these update videos actually about what's happening next with this channel, and then things don't actually change. So I'm trying to think things will change, but then things happen and just my life's like I don't know, I feel like my life's like a movie sometimes. Sometimes like nothing happens and just there's actually nothing that happens, and then suddenly everything happens all at once. So yes. Yes, I know it was very dramatic. I said about how there was a police investigation going on. I just want to clarify there's no police investigation. I was told there would be one when it happened. And then they were saying, we're going to have a team and we will talk to you. And there wasn't any of that. I think it was because it was pretty much a clear-cut case. But I can't go into lots of specificities about that. But I will try to be as specific as possible for me and for you guys. So I wasn't in this mood when the incident happened. I was very, very distressed, and weirdly I was thinking about, I want to post a video in 2 days. I was meant to do that. And then I was like, no, I'm in no emotional or physical state to post a video. Currently I am actually still in. So from the beginning, at the end of July, I had just come back from travelling in the UK by myself for about a week. And the irony is that I went to buy a sat-nav, and the irony of that I went to buy a sat-nav. I know you can have mobile sat-navs, but I've been using my parents' old one, and I was in a position where I was on a motorway and it basically said I was on no road for 15 minutes, and it was very scary, and because I did not know where I was, and I was going towards the airport, and I was like, why am I going towards an airport? This is weird. So I had that instant, so that's why, and I was thinking I'm going to do this, and I'm going to buy shoes, and I was kind of a bit of an autopilot, and I was heading to the shops, and it was a place where I have been thousands of times, just for, this is a car who I love very, very much. She's my first car. You never forget your first. And I've had her for nearly 7 years. Nearly 7 years, which is a crazy long time. And yeah, I mean, she has a few scratches and stuff on her, but I mean, not like, I'd never been involved in any kind of collision before. And there was a situation where I was turning onto a main road, and I'm turning across the main road because that's where the shops are. And there was a car going along the main road. And this bit I can't say for legal reasons who hit who. Someone hit someone. I hope you'll make your own judgment about what kind of person I am and that I've not been involved in any collisions before, and that I was slowing down. But, you know, I'm not going to say what it is because of legal reasons. And there was a collision, basically. So, yeah, there was a collision. Both my airbags went off, and yeah, I'm in an upbeat mood now, but it was honestly the most physically terrifying thing that I've ever experienced. Um, I just remember my whole car shaking, and I'm suddenly realise I see that my from the front, I'm vague. My music is going. I was listening to. I think I was listening to Capital Radio at the time, and I could just literally hear, "I just got paid." I could just hear that blasting, and I was just so like, I was in so much shock. Like, you think when you have that kind of experience that you're going to think of your loved ones, and because I really did think I was going to die. That was the intensity of the shock. It really did feel like I was going to die, but I thought of nothing. My mind just went totally blank, and I don't even remember like the impact. I know that I must have hit my airbags, and then I know that my head must have hit the airbag, and then I've kind of been thrown back onto my headrest. I know that must have happened, but I don't remember that happening. I wasn't unconscious, but I mean, my fingers were like this, just clenched like this, and my head was like this. So I was like that, and I couldn't move, and I felt like I was bleeding. And the horrifying thing was that I thought I was paralyzed. Like, I thought I was never going to be able to walk, honestly, because I couldn't move. It was terrifying, and I just remember screaming. That I was just screaming for help. And you know what? I'm very, very lucky to be living in the UK, because all the emergency services came. This really lovely man, because he saw smoke and it was actually just the airbags that emitted smoke, he thought there was a fire in my car. So he helped me, and then there was an off-duty police officer who helped me, and he was like going for his breakfast or something, because it was like late in the morning. And then it was this big thing, and everyone was just, there's all these people staring, and it did feel like forever that no one was going to help me. But this really lovely man helped me, and I couldn't move my head, I couldn't move anything. I couldn't move my feet, and they were like, yeah, best not to move. They called an ambulance. And because I've done first aid training in the past, and they say that when when the person is breathing, if they're responsive and they're breathing, they take usually about like 2 to 3 hours. So I was thinking, am I going to be in this car for 2 to 3 hours? And all I could think about was my car. I could not think about myself. And some people have told me as they were on, they're like, oh, your car's just an object. Like, for me, my car's not just an object. My car's my baby. She's called Pixie. She's beautiful. She's my child, and I love her so much. And she's not just a car to me. So for me, she's traveled me so many different places. So like, for me, it was so terrifying. And the guy was saying to me, your car has crumpled at the front. And I was just thinking, oh no, oh no, oh no. And all I could think about that was that. My boyfriend and I were meant to be going on holiday the week after. So all I could think about was my holiday plans. And they were like, we'll focus on you. And they were saying that to me, and I just could not think. And I was just crying. And you know me on this channel, I'm a big crier, but I actually really hate crying in front of people for like the first time. Then I'm okay about it. So for me, that I was just sobbing openly and screaming my head off, like I was just didn't know what was happening. And this firefighter came along, and he said to me, look, we'll give you some oxygen. And I'm really funny about taking pain meds, even though it's oxygen. So I'm really bad at like swallowing pills and all that kind of thing. So for me to he was offering me oxygen, and I was just like, I don't need oxygen. Like, silly thing to say, right? Like, you don't need oxygen. Everyone needs oxygen. But he was like, no, it will help calm you down. And I was just like, oh, okay, but I don't really want this. It was a really weird experience. And then finally, actually, the ambulance, they didn't take long at all. The ambulance didn't take long at all. It was maybe about half an hour. This really lovely Australian lady. I've completely forgotten her name now, but yeah. And then she said to me that the reason why my fingers were so clenched is because, like, the shock. Basically, it's like a shock response. So they gently moved me onto a stretcher, and I was taken to the ambulance. They told my parents, they told my boyfriend. Yeah. And the police came and took down my details, and they said to me, we're not car experts, but it looks like your car is going to be written off. And that was so devastating for me. I think the worst part really was knowing that my car was gone, was likely gone. And yeah, so I went to hospital. They took a CT scan. It felt like forever. But eventually they found that I didn't have a brain injury. I was eventually able to move, and they did such an incredible job. The NHS is brilliant. Like, I know our government is cutting the NHS and not really valuing them that much, but honestly, I'm not trying to be political here. This is not really a political thing. This is genuinely like the NHS are lifesavers, and they did such a wonderful job. And I'm so incredibly grateful to them. And they just basically said, and I pretty much, yeah, that was the hospital incident. Yes, so I phoned my insurance as soon as I got home, and then the legal side, because I signed up for legal protection, have given me physiotherapy. So I've been attending private physiotherapy, and I still am attending, because I am still suffering the effects of whiplash. So notably, I have pain in my neck and my shoulders. I've also noticed with my right thumb, this is a recent thing, but I've noticed my right thumb, like even if I have to undo buttons on a shirt, or if I have to like even open a door, like turning the door handle, it really hurts. So at the moment, I'm in a place where I have full range of movement, but that wasn't the case at the beginning. So I now have full range of movement, but I can't lift very well on my right side. Lifting things like light things I'm okay with, but if things are slightly heavier, I can feel my whole body just go, and it's like, oh no. And I was taking paracetamol for like a week. Now I'm just doing, neck and shoulder exercises, thumb exercises, putting heat on everything, just to kind of heal. My physiotherapist is amazing. She's been doing great work. But she said to me, it's going to be a long road to recovery. So, yeah, that was the incident. Those are my injuries. In regards to my car has been written off. My car has basically been destroyed, which was heartbreaking. For me, going and seeing my driveway and seeing that my car's not been there was really, like, for about 4 or 5 days, I was really just sobbing about it. I was literally crying myself to sleep. I know it sounds ridiculous, but for me, I couldn't even process the fact that I'd been injured for like a week, because I could not stop thinking about my car. And that was really, really hard for me. Because for me, I've had her since 2013. I've had her since 2013. I used to take her to uni with me. My friends would all, like, so many people have been in my car. And I think that, honestly, I think people, I know saying it sounds silly, but to me it's not silly. And I know there'll probably be people in the comments being like, you should think about your life, you should think about a car. Don't believe me, I've had that in real life. People have been telling this to my face, and people have kind of been a bit like, haha, and they're laughing about it. And I'm actually like, it's not actually funny for me. For me, it's a really, really big deal. So I'm very lucky that I have a therapist anyway to talk to about my mental health issues and about the incident. So I have that already. Do I feel angry at that person? I don't really know if I feel angry at them or not. I haven't really processed if I feel angry at them or not. I do feel some negative emotion towards them, but I'm being very vague on purpose so I don't get sued, and they'll use this as an opportunity. I don't know if they'll ever see this channel, but if they ever do in the future, it's just, just to protect myself. I don't want to give away too much information. But, I just want, you guys know me, hopefully. I mean, you don't know me, but you know parts of me. And I feel like I want you to make your judgment, like whose fault you think it was realistically. And I'm not saying anything, but I just want you to kind of make your minds up about the kind of person you think I am. If you think it is my fault, then, that's your decision. So that's your opinion. But yeah, it has been tough. it's been really weird not having a car. Um, at the moment, I haven't gotten a new one yet. I'm not really sure what kind of car to get. If anyone has any, recommendations in the comments, or those of you who drive, that would be great. Obviously, because I live in London, it's difficult to. You can get away. I'm very lucky that I actually do live in London. I'm very lucky that I do live in a place where you can get around pretty easily by public transport. But I mean, for me, driving, I just absolutely loved driving. I really loved driving at night, actually, which may sound weird to some people, but I really love driving at night, especially when there's no, like, it's pitch black. It's this really exciting thing. And for me, it was like my first step for independence and kind of something that was mine, something that I was doing by myself. And I know I was a really good driver, so I really enjoyed it. And I don't want to be like, this is it for me, this is it for driving. Because when it first happened, that was how I was feeling. I was thinking, like, I don't want to ever drive again. I was so terrified. When we went past the shops, I was with my parents because we had to go and get my things from my car, where I still wasn't allowed to see my car then. I had a anxiety attack because I could see that we were there and I was just crying and I was shaking, and that was the effect. And now, because I've actually had to go to those shops to, like, go food shopping, and use the bus and things like that, and use public transport and things like that. Yeah, so it has been really difficult. I feel my way of dealing with, because I have mental health issues as well, I don't know if that kind of provided more of a bounce back as well, because I've been through a lot of, which I haven't gone into much in this channel, but I've been through a lot of emotional trauma in my life as well that I haven't really divulged in the details on here. So I think that might have provided something, but to go through something that physically terrifying, like every time I closed my eyes, I could just see the collision happening. And so that was so, so horrible. And I feel a lot stronger than I was when it had happened. So yes, I felt that I owed you guys an explanation. I mean, maybe I don't owe you anything, but it's because it was to do because I wanted to share this with you. And so that when you see videos on this channel, you're like, wait, what happened with the car collision? Now you know what happened with the car collision. I am in a better place. I am still recovering. I'm still physically recovering. There is the emotional bits that there's obviously stuff that's not been processed for me. Like, there's a lot of it has been processed, but there's a lot of things that haven't been processed, because sometimes it kind of lives in your mind and then you think you're fine, and then later on you're like crying about it. So yeah. So that was my story. Hopefully it wasn't too long-winded. And yes, this channel. So basically I will be uploading videos that I filmed before the collision, which was quite a few. I did film a couple more, but I haven't done that much lately. I've been very busy as well. A lot has been happening. A lot has been happening and a lot hasn't been happening. It's a bit of a weird one. But yes, I am so, so grateful to all of you. You guys were really supportive. None of you were badgering me like, why are you not posting videos? Which was great. I mean, some people, the usual people were kind of saying, why have you not reacted to this person? But I mean, in general, you guys have been really, really patient, really loving, really kind. And I'm very, very appreciative to all of you. And I feel very, very lucky I feel very lucky for you guys, actually. When I started this channel, I didn't know that I would still be doing it. I thought it was just, it's for me, it is, I enjoy it immensely. And I thought I'd want to stop after a while, after maybe a year. And the fact I'm still doing it, wow, like over 3 years later. And I love it so much. I love reacting things to you guys. I have been thinking about, obviously, a lot of like mental health kind of videos as well, but I think it's also because my mind has been brimming with so much creativity because I haven't been able to film for so long. It's weird because normally with the Lent, when I take a Lent break or mental health break, it's because I'm like, okay, I'm choosing to do this. But this one was because I physically could not even do certain things. So that was really, really difficult. But yes, so this has been an update video, kind of long, and I hope you've enjoyed it, and thank you so much to all of you. And I really, yeah, a lot of ands, but really, I really hope to see you all soon. And there's an and. I keep posting saying so many ands. Yeah, I will see you all very soon. All right, bye bye.